Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Gold Rush Daily. And today being on Tuesday, the November 18th, 2025, sorry. So we see the prices of gold continue pushing on the downside, maybe probably a retest of 4,000. But let's pull the charts. We look at what we are anticipating to see. So let me pull out that. So I believe you can see my chart now. So what we are looking at today, today's on Tuesday, quite a free trading day in terms of fundamentals, nothing much. So we'll be looking so much on the technicals. But nevertheless, this week is quite a bit a significant one because now we start seeing the US data coming in because the longest or the prolonged government shutdown in history just ended last week on Wednesday. So after the Congress voting. So what we are looking at per se in terms of the US data, let me just filter that only um, the US because that's what we really want to look at. So on Wednesday, we have the FOMC meeting minutes. That is tomorrow at 10 p.m. On Thursday, we'll be having the non-farm payroll, which will be coming out now. I think the last two months have not been able to receive this data because of the government shutdown. And then we'll be having the unemployment claims, which is tentative. And on Friday, we'll be having the PMIs for the USD. That is both the manufacturing and the service PMI for the USD. So it's quite quite a significant week as we anticipate now the resumption of the data for the US. Okay, so besides that, let's look at maybe probably we first of all look at how the dollar index is. This is the daily time frame. We see how the price has been reacting. We see the resumption of the bullish trajectory. Price tending to become a bit strong. And the reason why is this is because now we are talking about, we have seen several Fed officials giving their speeches, right? So maybe probably to note, we were able to see, just giving a quick overview, we were able to see Mr. A Fed official committee, Bostic, says that we'll see about December recession as environment is incredibly challenging, of course. So Logan says that the labor market doesn't need further insurance cuts. Also, another Fed official talks about lowering interest rates rolling interest rates further could stoke inflation without helping the labor market. Miran says that he thinks that the deck rate cut is very much appropriate. So there are some who are thinking it's very much appropriate. And also when you look at those different sentiments, of course, they tend to give different variation. But if you look at the committee, most of the Fed officials, they are leaning towards maybe probably not cutting the rate because we didn't have enough data basically to be able to give us some cues in terms of where the to give us some cues so that we can know how the US economy is really functioning. So, and the same sentiments, even yesterday we had some speeches from different Fed officials, William, Jefferson, Kashkari, Awala, etc. So they are really giving their speeches here. So I think even when because some of them are really medium impact. So even when you look at today, we'll be having Trump who will be speaking. Of course, he has already spoken at 2 a.m. All right, so I'll be following up to see what was there. So you can see Wala was able to speak yesterday, and yeah, we'll be looking forward these speeches because they are giving us some cues or some sentiments in terms of where likely or what is up for the Fed. So now the market likes riding on those sentiments, and the reason why now we are seeing the dollar index now starting to gain the bullishness because now with the dwindled or lower rate cut probabilities for the December rate cut, therefore it means we are looking at a potentially strong dollar, and that's what the market is actually reacting to at the moment. Okay, so you can see the dollar index trying to push higher. You can see that on the daily, on the even on the 4-hour time frame. So we saw the price reacting from this point, pushing all the way up. So what we'll be looking at is how the price is going to react from this level, and I would want to mark it basically maybe like that, because marking it that way, this level becomes, yes, it's an order block, and also it's a key level of we have seen that key level of resistance. So is the price really, is the dollar index going to push up above this particular point and reclaim the 100 level? That is the big question, right? That is the big question in the room. So let's monitor. Now we are looking at potentially bullish sentiments. This level, as you can see, as the price was pushing on the downside, creating lower lows and lower highs. So meaning breaking above this level will therefore give us a sentiment of maybe the resumption of the bulls for the dollar. Okay, so when we look at gold, therefore we anticipate gold to be potentially weak, all right, because of the strength of the dollar. Of course, again, riding on those sentiments of uh, um, less probability of a Fed rate cut, right? So if you look at it on the daily time frame, we see the price coming all the way to these daily engulfing. All right, we see the price coming all the way to these daily engulfing, which is also an order block as well, and then we see the price pushing on the downside. Sorry, this is Euro USD. My goodness, let me go to gold. No worries. So, but a potential downside for Euro USD anyway, you can see that. So it's a potential opportunity for Euro USD for those who trade Euro USD. All right, so let's go to gold. So as you can see, gold has really been pushing on the downside. All right, gold has really been pushing on the downside, and right now we are talking about 40.15. So as things looks like, we might be able to see the price of gold even drop all the way to 4,000 levels. All right, even to 4,000 levels, and from 4,000 levels, therefore, we'll be talking about, if it goes below 4,000 levels, we'll be talking about the 3,950, then 3,900 levels. And why are we seeing this bearish sentiment? Of course, like I mentioned, markets tends to react to the sentiments, different tones. Like you can see now, the tone with the Fed officials is basically there is no rush to cut the rates, because we didn't have enough data to be able to measure how the US economy is really performing. And the reason why now they are looking at a very cautious stance in terms of approaching how they are going to do the rates. So if you look at this, we have been having 4 solid days, or today is the 4th day, whereby we are seeing the bears in control of the market. So if you look at the 4-hour time frame, we are seeing the sells continuing here. The price now breaking below this level, retesting, and therefore the next level we are coming to, like I said, it's around this level where we have about 4,000 levels, right? 4,000 levels, and the price can even drop all the way to 39 64, because this is the 1 hour. This is the 1 hour zone, right? This is the 1 hour zone that we are talking about here, or the 15 minutes zone. But you can talk about the 1 hour zone, of course, at 39.81. But this is the next point of interest, that we want to see the price come to these particular levels. So what will propel that? You can see what we have here was just a run on liquidity. All right, so I want to see the price actually push on the downside and break below this level and continue creating lower lows and lower highs, lower highs, and that's what is going to give me confidence that the price indeed is going to come to this level. And like we said, gold always respects this level. So the best thing you can do is to mark these levels and look at how possible you can be able to get some trading opportunities from from these particular levels, because you can see, as much as you are going on the downside, gold is respecting these levels. You look for some buying opportunities. You're targeting at least 100 pips, between 50 to 100 pips. All right, so breaking below, coming to retest here, we sell again. So breaking below this and retesting the same, this will be here another opportunity, because the price gave us a BOS around this particular point, and the price pulling back again to some levels here, giving us actually this BOS, the order block is here, But for this other one, we are talking about that particular level, price coming to retest that particular zone, and from there we get some quite selling opportunities. So what are we looking at today? So today I'm anticipating the continuation of the bullish move, the bearish move. All right, I'm anticipating the continuation of the bearish move. Remember what we mentioned yesterday. We talked about these three candlestick pattern: the buy one here, the sell candle here, the manipulative one that took out the liquidities here, and then we have this closing as a sell. And if you are in yesterday's live market analysis in the morning, I talked about yesterday high chances being bearish, and you can see we are still, it was bearish. Even today I'm looking at some potentially higher chances that today gonna be bearish. Okay, so we want to align ourselves with the selling opportunities, but of course even buying opportunities can present themselves, especially on these levels, right? Especially on these levels. And once these levels are being taken out, of course the next level we are looking at these liquidities, then the price coming all the way to this particular point, and finally maybe probably if that bearish tone continues, therefore we might even see the price come all the way to around 38.50. Okay, around 38.50. So this is the level here, 38. First of all, this liquidity is to be taken out, so giving us a potential, as you can see on the daily time frame, it's giving us a potentially M pattern, and this is a smart money reversal pattern, especially when the second leg or the second top is unable to go above this first top. So we want to see the price break this neckline, and the moment it breaks that neckline, ladies and gentlemen, I can assure you there is even the potential of the price coming to 3,600 levels, about 3653 levels. Right, so let's just monitor how the price is going to react from that particular level, and we mark our zones whereby we can be able to interact. I mean, we mark our zones well. Like you can see, this is a buying opportunity. If it breaks below this level, we see some selling opportunities, right? So meaning that we might be able to see the price first of all coming to about 39.27, and then we have this other liquidity here at 3887.95. All right, so that's it. But before I wind up, I was just reading a very interesting article here, and this is about gold remains depressed near 1 week low. Bears await break below 4,000. So the moment we break the 4,000 levels, I am sure, or I am higher chances, not really, I don't want to promise 100%, but higher chances that we're gonna see the price continue dipping, right? And like I mentioned, we see gold attract sellers for the fourth straight day amid reduced December Fed rate cut. So these are the sentiments right now riding the prices or influencing the prices of gold. All right. So I'll be able to share this link via the description of this video so that you can read this article in details, because it's quite informative. All right. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Let's meet in our live market analysis today, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Actually, a couple of minutes away. So take care, trade with purpose, and always remember to stay disciplined.